My name is Ryan, single father, 42, and just trying to hold my messy life together. My wife had passed away 3 years earlier. My son, Ian, was 11 and quietly battling the same grief I was drowning in. We had moved into a new apartment building hoping for a fresh start, but all I felt was emptiness. I worked long hours. I talked to no one. I avoided everything that reminded me of my old life. Then Maya moved in across the hall. She was warm, friendly, and somehow always found a way to brighten the whole floor. Ian liked her instantly. I didn't know how to talk to anyone anymore, especially someone who seemed to read emotions like books. Every morning, when I left for work, I paused outside her door. Not to look at her. Not to admire her. But because there was something hanging beside her door, a painting. A small unfinished canvas. Every day, it changed a little. A new brushstroke. A new detail. A new emotion. Art used to be my life before tragedy destroyed everything. I had stopped painting the day my wife died. But Maya's canvas felt alive. Raw. Honest. Like it knew the words I had buried. I never touched it. Never asked. I only looked. Quietly. Secretly. 4 weeks. And she noticed. That evening, after a long, draining day, I stepped into the hallway and found Maya standing in front of her door holding a small wooden box. She smiled. Not teasingly, but kindly, like she saw right through the walls I had built. Then she said those words. If you want to look, just ask. I froze. She wasn't accusing me. She wasn't mocking me. She wasn't flirting. She was inviting me back into life. I finally managed to speak. I used to paint, I whispered. Maya's eyes softened. I know. You know? I asked, confused. She opened the wooden box. Inside were brushes. Paints. Pastels. Old tools cleaned and restored. These are yours, she said gently. Ian found them in your storage room and asked me to fix them. He thought maybe they could help you feel better. My throat closed. My son. Hurting silently. Trying to pull me back from the darkness while I barely even noticed. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. Maya continued, voice soft but steady. You stare at my painting every morning, like you want to breathe again. Art can heal you. But you have to let it. That night, I opened the box. My hands trembled as I touched the brushes. Memories rushed in, my wife laughing while I painted, Ian splashing paint on the floor, the smell of turpentine on Sunday mornings. It hurt. More than I expected. Maya knocked softly on my door. Come, she said, sit with me. Paint with me. Just once. I almost said no. Almost hit again. But something inside me broke. I followed her. Every evening after that, Maya and I painted in silence. Not talking about the past. Not talking about pain. Just creating. Colors returned before emotions did. Brushstrokes became therapy. Canvas became confession. And Ian. He began smiling again. He would sit with us sometimes, quietly sketching, watching us. Maya never pushed. Never questioned. Never demanded. She simply stood beside me as I learned to stand again. Months passed. Winter came. One night, I lingered too long in the hallway again, this time looking at Maya's newest painting. A bright sunrise. Hopeful. Warm. A doorway opening. Maya stepped beside me. That painting, she said softly, is what you looked like the first time you smiled again. I didn't even realize I had. She turned to me with the gentlest expression. You're healing, Ryan. And I'm proud of you. My voice cracked. Why did you help me so much? She shrugged, eyes shining. You helped me too. You just didn't notice. I swallowed. What do you mean? She laughed softly. The day I moved in, you and Ian were the first people who treated me like a person, not some lonely artist chasing impossible dreams. Your kindness, even in silence, meant more than you think. I finally understood. Healing isn't one-sided. Pain isn't one-sided. Hope isn't one-sided. We eventually set up a small weekend art class for kids in the building. Ian became my assistant, confident and laughing more than ever. Parents thanked us. Children loved it. And for the first time in years, I felt alive. One evening after class, Maya whispered. See? If you want to look, just ask. Life gives you more than you expect. This time, I didn't freeze. I smiled, fully, genuinely, and said, thank you, for helping me see again.